economic development. I've owned several businesses, small businesses, large businesses. Had a multi-million-dollar liquor wholesale operation that I was co-owner. I had until recently a restaurant. I was actually serving tables at my restaurant every day for the last 2 years. So I know what it's like to work. I know what it's like to own a business. I know what it's like to do a payroll. I know what it's like when people want to tell me something about education. I know what it's like when someone wants to tell me something about law. And the beautiful part about it all is that I don't really rely on the Rhode Island economy for my well-being. Eventually, I'm up from it. I took my money when I sold the liquor business, went down to South America, and I do real estate development down there. So for me, I'm even away from all the people that can say, hey, do this or else. And I really enjoy that feeling. It's a freedom. And we were talking about freedom earlier and liberties and things like that. It's really important that you have a small government, a government that stays off your back, a government that doesn't tax you unless it has a small function that it has to do. And it should always be looking for the future. It should coordinate its policies. It should do the things that you need as a citizen, not something that they're doing because some special interest group has put them up to it. And once you get that part, that's it. Any other questions? Yeah.
It's actually funny. Donna actually asked the question I was actually thinking of asking, so I was afraid the money was just going to go back. I'm curious, since you would not be taking any remuneration for the job, when you physically go to, is there like I guess there's a room in the
there is an
house and
office.
stuff. You just sit in the chair all day, or you just have your cell phone on, call me if you need me, or how would that work out?
Well, I think it probably would be kind of nice because the people in the State House would like the extra room. They could actually do something. It would be fun to actually put a close sign on the door, I thought. But that aside, I think what you'd have to do is you probably would have to have a cell phone. You can still, the last debate I had with the president, lieutenant governor, and the general, they were saying, well, I need to take the pay. It's like, one of them's retired on a pension, it's going to be, okay. And the other one's a trust fund baby, and it's like, why the hell do you need $100,000 a year? You don't need this. Give it to the people that you're advocating for. Give it back to the budget so it could be used for health care, for education, for all this kind of stuff. But that issue aside, that kind of just personally bothers me for some reason. But the thing is that you really kind of could close the office, and I would pay for my own cell phone so that someone could call me and inform me that I now assume some duty or something.
I just figured you seem like such a productive individual. I hate to take you away for 8 hours, whatever number of hours she may work a day, doing whatever she does.
But the thing is that I've always advocated for the idea that the lieutenant governor can be an advocate. You just don't have to be paid. And what happens if I advocate for positions that you really don't enjoy? You're paying me to be on this side of an issue that you don't agree with. I mean, if you don't agree with the health care plan, you're paying her every day to go out and talk nicely about it. It's like, why should you be doing that? It's your money. It's not, if you want to do it as lieutenant governor on your own and I'm not paying for it, be my guest. Be my guest. But it's not happening that way. You're paying you're paying $2,000 a week to have somebody advocate for positions. And that's it. And wait for the governor to die. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, anybody have any other questions, or did we fully explore this issue tonight? Yes.
Bob, I've followed you since you were the cool most. I think you are incredibly intelligent. And other than I know some people have some reservations about your long hair, you would be a damn good candidate in the state. I want to know, how seriously are you going to do this bid for lieutenant governor? Are you going to have signs? Are you going to be out there? I know you get some personal money. Are you going to be really putting this out there? Because your message and what you're trying to do is something that a lot of us in this room can get behind. Anti-incumbency, stopping the waste. How serious is this going to be? And not to
it's an interesting concept, and if you look at it, you can't be an idiot and just say, I'm going to do this no matter what. I'm going to play honest with you. I think the way to do it, personally, is to see what happens with the Republican Party. Because we took a look at past statistics. In a three-way race, the dilution factor, for lack of a better word, you have a certain number of people that are Democratic lever pullers. And I think it roughly equates to it used to equate to about 42%. So she comes walking into the race with 42% no matter what, even though her popularity rating is sitting at 22. Go figure that one, but I've never been good at Democrat math. The whole idea is that in races, like the 2002 race, it really would have been with Charlie Fogarty, and Charlie was very popular. With Charlie Fogarty, if you took the combined totals of the Republican and myself, it was a race. It was a race that was actually serious enough to dump a lot of money into. In a three-way race, the vulnerability factor, you need the big money to probably play the game. The issue, though, is very interesting because we have a lot of Republicans that are kind of saying, well, how can we be the party of small government, of less waste and lower taxation, and run a candidate that's advocating to waste money and have bigger government? So, we were talking. Rhode Island New York has what is called a fusion law, which would have been great here, but you never get it past the General Assembly. But a fusion law would allow for cross endorsements on a ticket, which would then make the race probably a good thing. The issue for me is, I talk to the Republicans, they say, hey, we want you on board. I become a Republican, lose a lot of the independent credibility that I've built up for years. That's all it is. But the independent vote with the Republican vote makes it a race without a year that is the landslide Democrat year and the anti-incumbent year. It makes it doable. So it depends on whether the Republicans can convince themselves to leave the office blank or, endorse me as a cross endorsement, which then lets them hold to principles, shows they're expansive in terms of political mindset, and it also it works to actually make, for them, it's a no-brainer. They haven't won the office except for once in the last 75 years. Think about it. Why spend money on a losing proposition? Take the money down to Fox's and bend bread. It's like, so why would you spend money or time to endorse a candidate that you really think, when historically has almost no chance whatsoever? Also, interesting statistic, and I hate to take everybody's time, but I hope you're kind of interested in it. Statistically, if you look at Don Kachiri's win, I always found this, everybody always blamed me for North York losing the race, the governor's race, and whatever it was, 94, 90, whatever. And I never thought I did. When you looked at the statistics, it took votes from both parties, probably in equal sorts. I did well with the Italian men in Johnston who didn't really want to vote for a woman, and I did probably, it's true. I'm not going to kid you, I don't kid you. And I did, sort of well with the Republican, especially the young Republican, that kind of. So it kind of had all that mixed together. But I really didn't think I won the race by taking votes from one or the other.